Andy Stevenson for SevereMMA. I'm joined by Paul Hughes 6 days out from the biggest fight of his life in Saudi Arabia on arguably one of the biggest MMA cards of the year. How are you? You're flying to Saudi Arabia in the morning.
I am indeed. I'm doing damn good, Andy. Thanks for asking. Had a fantastic last session there, so I'm on a high. Good vibes in the gym. Everyone had a good sparring day. We're just chatting through the plans with leaving tomorrow with Pat and Shando there, so life's good. Life's good.
Yeah, we've been chatting for a number of years now. You've been on SevereMMA a bunch of times. You've had huge fights in cage wars, multiple title fights. To me, this feels different. It feels like it's the next level. Do you feel a similar way, or is it kind of a familiar territory for you?
No, this is 100% the next level. This is a Francis Ngannou pay-per-view, one of the biggest MMA cards of the year. Like, this is a real showcase opportunity for PFL in terms of showing how damn good they are. And so I think they're going to be putting out completely this week, and you can see that with the quality, obviously, of the fights that they have booked. But the whole process, I'm just really looking forward to. But it 100% is the next level. I mean, this is the world stage, like, against one of the best guys in the world. Like, this is huge.
It wasn't so long ago that you were scrambling, ringing around promotions, filling in for Decky Dalton when his main event fell out in cage conflict, going up in weight. To now, you're the prime billing on Francis Ngannou card. That must feel pretty good to be in this position in your career.
Yeah, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. It feels like divine timing, to be honest. I think everything is just aligning at the perfect time for me. I think everything that's happened in the last couple of years with the wait around in Cage Warriors, I think it was all supposed to happen this way. It was all supposed to happen for me to have this opportunity to fight AJ McKee on a Francis Ngannou pay-per-view and to absolutely blow it out of the water. I mean, make it look easy, make it look like this guy doesn't even belong in there with me, and I foresee that happening, to be honest. So it's just exciting.
Like that's huge. Those are big, very very big words when you consider, AJ McKee's career, who he's faced. He's fought for the title, but you have that. I mean, I know you have that belief. You have that belief that it's just the phrase you often use. It's your time.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's my time. This is divine timing. Look, and on that, like, if you don't have extraordinary belief, how can you do extraordinary things? And that's kind of my mindset at all. And people are just going to see on Saturday, like, they're going to watch all the build-up, see what I've been talking about. The same way, and whenever I joined Cage Warriors as a young kid, whatever, 22, 23, saying, give me the belt now, I want to fight this guy. And what happened? This is just how I do things, and I'm confident in my preparation for this one. I'm confident in my team and what they've put me through, and I foresee it happening.
You mentioned your team. We're here in Fight Academy Ireland. We're here in West Belfast. You didn't go out to America this time for this camp. Why did you choose to keep it just here?
Because I wanted the whole thing to be here. Obviously, with fighting a guy like AJ, everything has to be tailored. Like, this has been the most specific training camp that I've ever done. So every session that I had throughout the week was tailored for game plan stuff and for exactly what I needed to perform the best in X amount of weeks' time. And I felt like I was best served here with my team who know me inside out, who have been with me from day dot in this career. And we just have anything I need here. Like, the boys are just so accommodating because this is everything to them too, and that's the difference sometimes in wherever you're training. Like, this is everything to us as a team here. This is everything to the boys. This is everything to all the training partners, all the young lads coming up. And I wanted to make sure that I was doing it all here and representing here, because now I'm on the world stage. I want to make sure that I'm representing where I'm from. I've always traveled and trained, I always will, but for this one, I just wanted to make sure that I was home and representing.
I spoke with Reese on the L Triangle, and what I was saying is I noticed today when you were, say, transitioning here from the cage, you were doing your session out into there. I noticed lads they kind of look at you, and like there's an air of respect, and you can see the kind of the glances towards you that your teammates have. It clearly means a lot to you to represent your team, but like, do you feel like you are the leader of this gym now?
I am the most senior member of the fight team, so I would say yes. Especially with this is such a magnitude of a fight. I think obviously Reese, I think me and Reese are the most senior fighters here in terms of age. I wouldn't say I'm like any better than anyone else. We're all on the same journey here. We're all the same team. But yeah, I mean, I hope that I'm setting a good example for the boys, because it's something that I take very serious, is that. And I think it's very, very important to have somebody that you can look at and go, he's doing it. Why can't I do it? You know, for me, whenever I was coming up, it was Conor McGregor. It was him breaking through to the UFC and going and making a name for himself and making a career out of this sport. He showed me that that was possible. And having someone to break down the barriers, as I said to him in my post-fight interview, is important. So I hope that I am doing that for the young lads in the gym here. It's because, yeah.
I was watching your YouTube channel. It's very, very good. One of the things that I took away from it was Liam was talking about the sacrifice. So, you know, you're talking about there about being a leader and showing the other lads that it can be done, but there's a sacrifice and a cost that you have to pay, I guess, to be able to do that. And he was kind of highlighting the fact that, you know, maybe no girlfriend, you don't have the time to give to the other areas of your life that other people do, and there are sacrifices we make. I don't know how to ask this question, because you're a good looking lad, Paul. So like, I'm not going to say you're not getting women or anything like this. Like, I'm sure you've got plenty of women, but like, there are sacrifices that you make to achieve greatness. Do you like? I guess what is it like making those sacrifices, and is it? I don't know how to ask it. I don't really know what I'm asking here, but you know, it's.
I understand what you're saying. Often the sacrifices that you make for something like this, of this magnitude, are invisible. You know, people don't see them. Only me at times, you know, because as I say, this game really does require everything. Like, you just can't half-ass it if you're going to get to the pinnacle of this sport. Now, in saying that, you do need a support network, and I have an incredible support network. My friends, family, otherwise I wouldn't be in this position. So that it's not I'm not an isolated person. Yes, at times, of course, in fight camp and stuff, you're going to be isolated, but it's part of the process. But thankfully, I have a really good support network. I'm very, very close with my friends, and I'm very, very close with my family. So they keep me on the straight and narrow. But this is my choice for now. This is what I wanted. Maybe it took me another couple or few years than I would have liked to be on the biggest stage in the world, which I am now. But it's all happened for a reason. Like, it's all happened for a reason. I've had to go to these places to find myself and to be tested enough where, like, to see, like, is this really what you want to do? Like, do you want to give everything for this and more in the small chance that you reach the pinnacle of MMA? Because sometimes luck is a factor, and sometimes bad luck is a factor. Sometimes people have injuries that they can't come back from. I've had to give everything to this. I've had to, in order to get me through some of the obstacles that I've had in life, through injuries, through personal stuff. There has been no other option but to give everything, you know, and I'm just thankful that that sacrifice has now put me in this position. And it feels like, as I say, I feel like this is divine timing for me to really make my mark on the world stage.
And what a position that you've found yourself, that you've gotten yourself to. A lot of people, when this fight was announced, they're like, it's too soon. It's what is he doing? He's gone from Bobby King to AJ McKee. And like, I was getting a lot of people like, Andy, do you think like this is he making a mistake? And I'm like, this is what you've said. Like, whether people's opinions or not, you have told us this for multiple times now, that I'm coming for the biggest dogs out there. Was there any hesitation, or I guess, why, for all the people who are saying, you know, why make that jump so quickly? Why did you decide, right, no, I'm going straight for AJ McKee here?
Well, this is what I wanted when I decided to go down the PFL pathway. You know, I asked for the big fights. I really wanted to make my mark on the world stage. I think anybody that says that this is too much too soon, that kind of thing, anyone that says that doesn't know my career and what I've been through to be here. People who are in the know a little bit more are more so like, no, this is actually really, really good decision by me. It's, yeah, people have no idea what I've been through to get here. And when I talk about divine timing, you know, it's not like I'm 22, 23, and I'm fighting somebody who's like a veteran. I'm 27, and I have been in some big nights in my career 3 years ago, I won my first Cage Warriors world title. I mean, when I was 24. The amount I've grown since that, since winning the world title, I mean, it's absolutely unmatched. The obstacles that I've overcame, the mindset that I've built throughout that. And it's not like I haven't been fighting good guys either. You know, I've fought the best guys in Cage Warriors and I beat them all. And this is just that step that I needed right now at 27. It's definitely not too much too soon. This is, as I say, I keep saying it, this is divine timing. This is exactly what I asked for. And this is exactly what I'm getting.
I mean, I feel like this is a win-win scenario for you, to be honest. And I'm curious, like, you had your pro debut, 7 years ago now? And it was this big coming out moment domestically where it was like, whoa, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is almost like that scenario again, but on the world stage?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that was 7.5 years ago. 7.5 years ago since I made my professional debut. You know, people are saying this too much too soon. They have no idea. They've absolutely no idea. And I often mention it, and people probably think I'm talking shit, but I often mention about the layers to my game that people haven't seen yet. And there are layers to my game that people haven't seen yet. I have some secret weapons that people haven't had a clue or they haven't seen. And I think it might be the opportunity on Saturday night to where people see this extra layer to my game. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but you talk to anybody, you know, anybody who trains with me here or around the world, say in Kilcliff, you talk to the top guys in the world and you ask them about me, they're usually going to say, he's got it, or he's legit, he's the real deal. And Saturday night, people are going to see that.
I watched another one of your YouTube videos. I watched your breakdown of the Bobby King fight. One of the things he said is that you were kind of critiquing yourself and that you were too, I wouldn't say reckless, but you were going straight into the fight earlier on, you know, throwing big kind of aggressive combinations. And you said that you can't do that against AJ McKee. Why can't you do that against AJ McKee?
Because AJ's a killer, you know, and he often gets people out of there early. He's a very, very fast starter, super explosive, very dangerous, very good left kicker, very dangerous on the neck, very dangerous with his grappling positions. He is a world beater. Like, AJ is the guy. Like, he's 22-1 for a reason. Barely been beat, barely been touched. He's there for a reason because he's so damn good, you know. So I have to be on my game from the get-go. Of course I will be, but the likes of when I was talking about the Bobby King fight, I was overthrowing shots and getting too much into a scrap too early, where I wasn't setting things up and I was losing my feet at times. The likes of AJ, I need to be a little bit more switched on early, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be walking him down and trying to knock him out, because I will be. I'll be meeting him in the middle if he wants to meet in the middle. So, look, everything, we have a fantastic game plan for this fight. I know exactly what I need to do. It's engraved into me. We've spent many, many weeks in this fight camp, and I know exactly what I need to do to win this fight.
Where do you feel that this fight stacks up against, you know, I put something out around, say, the non-McGregor fights. There's been fighters who've fought for Bellator World titles. Of course, yourself and a number of others have won Cage Warriors titles. Where does this fight rank in the history of Irish MMA when it's all said and done, let's say outside of McGregor?
I mean, it's got to be up there somewhere. I don't know where, to be honest. I haven't thought too much about it. It's got to be up there. It'll probably depend on how I get him out of there, you know, and how big that pops off. Because if it's a decision that's close enough, then maybe you can say it's one of the biggest fights in Irish MMA history. But, you know, if I get him out of there, and that'll show the magnitude of this bout, maybe it's up there. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get what I mean?
No, I do, because like I'll give my own personal opinion. I feel like it's, I don't know exactly where, but it's huge. And I think, like, if this was in the UFC, it would be, you know, the casual fan would be like, whoa, like, he's fighting this guy, you know, former title challenger. Like, this is a fight that will essentially elevate you to championship status if you go in here and take out AJ McKee. So I think it's, and especially the fact that it's on the Francis Ngannou card, where it's his, you know, it's one of the biggest cards in MMA this year. So it's a prime spot. That's kind of where I was coming from.
Anyone who's in the know of MMA knows how huge this fight is. Like, this is other than the Ngannou fight, it is the most hyped fight of the night. Do you know what I mean? It is. it's such a huge fight. It's got such a good storyline to it because you've got AJ who's been there, done it, who's basically been undefeated, has absolutely smoked everybody, and then you've got the young kid coming up who's full of confidence, who says, I'm going to knock this guy out, give me all the best guys, who's hungry. Like, this is everything to me. Like, you know, this is everything, as I talked about previously, how much I've had to go through to get here. You know, AJ, I'm sure, has been through a lot too, but he's at the point of his career where he's been there and done it, made a lot of money, beat a lot of good guys. This is just another fight for him, but this is everything to me. This can change my life, literally, and I'm ready to change my life, and I'm ready to shock the world with this one, so let's go.
I don't expect a detailed answer because I know, you know, the fight's coming up next week. You're not going to give too much away, but what are you expecting AJ to bring to the fight, and how can we expect it to play out?
Look, AJ's going to try to get me out of there early. He's going to shoot on me a lot early because I haven't been tested too much in my grappling recently in terms of fighters coming out and putting the grappling pressure on me. He's 100% going to shoot early. I'm going to be sprawling on him, and I'm going to be walking him down. And I'm going to knock him out. Like, I'm going to knock him out 100%.
You've said the second round a number of times. Is it still the second round, and why do you see the second?
I just foresee the second. That's what I see in my mind. Now, definitely could be the first round too, but AJ is a tough veteran. You know, you can hurt good guys, but they find a way to survive. But I think by the second round, there's no doubt I'll have him out by the second.
My last question: what comes next? Like, this is it's almost like you're at the mountaintop. Albeit he doesn't have a title, but like AJ is right at the top. You've already talked about the PFL tournament next year. There's the Bellator titles. You've called it Usman and Magomedov. Let's say you go in here and you stop him in the second round in Saudi Arabia. What comes next?
Look, it's whatever the PFL want to do with me next. They'll make the decision. All I can do is knock AJ out on Saturday and put myself in the best position possible in terms of leverage. They have already been talking about the winner fighting Usman for the belt, so obviously that's a huge fight. I mean, then you're talking one of the biggest fights in Irish MMA history. Ireland versus Dagestan, number 2. But it's whatever they want to do. I just need to make sure that I knock this guy out, and then we'll see what's there. Obviously, you've got the season next year, but they might just want to put me on pay-per-views. You know, they might just want me to fight Usman and then do pay-per-views. It's whatever they want to do. I'm here for it as long as I'm getting paid well, which I am. Then I'm down for it.
Love to hear that.
Yeah.
Paul, I really appreciate the time.
It,
It's great to be up here.
Thank you,
Great
bro.
gym. And safe flight and good luck.
Appreciate it, bro.